Good morning, everyone. So just revise for our last session. So we have discussed about JCL, what is JCL and how to prepare a JCL and what is the importance of JCL in yesterday's class. Just I'm going to revise one more time. So this is very, very important. JCL stands for Job Control Language. If you want to execute any COBOL program, JCL is a mandatory. By using JCL, we can perform some set of sort operations. So what kind of sort operations? It's like you want to get the data in ascending order or descending order. You want to remove some duplicates. We need to divide the data into, keep it into separate files, copy data from one file to another file. These are the operations we can perform. And coming to JCL, so JCL will start with double slashes. In order to comment, we need to use double slash and star. And JCL contains steps. Okay. In the steps, we can execute maximum 255. We can write it in single JCL. And there are three important statements. So what are those? Job, exec, and DD. By seeing these keywords, okay, by seeing these keywords, we can able to understand, okay, which one is job statement and which one is a step and which one is a DD statement. Which one is a DD statement? If you see any JCL, so the first line, it should be in a job card. Inside that job card, we have some keywords. There are some positional parameters or positional keywords or positional parameters and keyword parameters. These two are very, very important. And the positional parameter should be in a single order, but keywords should be in any order. So that should be fine. And the job name, maximum length is 8 characters only, 8 characters only. So this is a sample JCL, which we have prepared yesterday to execute our sample program. If you observe this one, so first line is a job card. First line is a job card. So here you can see job keyword. By seeing this keyword, we can able to say, okay, hey, this is a job card. Okay. Next, inside this job card, we have positional parameters and keyword parameters. And in order to execute a program, step name and exec and program name. The program name we are going to pass it here. This is for simple programs. Suppose if we are using any file concepts. So what are the changes we need to make? We need to add this physical file name, okay? This physical file name and the dataset name we are going to provide here for this input files. So how are we going to identify whether it is an output file or not? So by seeing this disk and space and DCB parameters, we can able to identify, hey, this is an output file, because by using these parameters, we are going to create a dataset name. And next thing, so which we have discussed yesterday, so job libraries. And so how are we going to submit the JCL? So by using sub keyword, we are going to submit a JCL. So after submitting a JCL, we will get some written codes. By seeing these written codes, we can able to identify whether the job is successfully ran or not. If it is 00 successful and 04 warnings, so 04 also we are considering. After 04, we are considering as job is abandoned. Okay, abandoned is nothing but it's like stopped over there. Okay. Next, we have discussed about load modules. So what is load here? So as soon as if we complete COBOL program, what we are doing? So we are doing compilation. After doing compilation, so in this compilation process, so the COBOL code will get converted into machine level code. So computer can understand only machine level code. This machine level code we are going to call it as load module. This load module we are going to provide in a job library. So in all the steps in a JCL, whatever the programs we are giving, okay, it will go and it will check in a job library and it will execute the same. And yesterday's class we have discussed about disk parameters, what is new and catalog and delete, and the space parameters, what is why space is required, and DCB parameters, and what is LRecall and record format. And I have given some interview questions. Okay, these are the interview questions. This is about yesterday's class. yesterday's class. So in yesterday's class, so mostly we have completed how to prepare JCL and how to submit, and in order to execute file concepts. So what are the changes it is required? So how to declare files here in a JCL, and how to declare input files and how to declare output files. Okay, most of the concepts we have covered in yesterday's class. Okay, good. And today, in today's class, we are going to discuss about sort operations. What is sort and how it is going to perform. Okay, and before going to start sort operations, I need to explain. So okay, there are some real-time concepts. Okay, just observe here. So sometimes we are going to call it as job. Job is nothing but JCL only. Okay, job is nothing but JCL only. Inside the JCL, what it is there? Okay, there are some steps. Inside the steps, what it is there? We have programs or some utilities. We are going to call it. Okay, we are going to call it. So that's why job is nothing but some set of instructions. Okay, sometimes we will call it as job. Sometimes we are going to call it as JCL. Okay, well and good. Next, we have some daily jobs and weekly jobs and monthly jobs and yearly jobs. What is this weekly, daily, and monthly? So there are some programs we need to run on a daily basis at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. That we are going to call it as daily jobs. There are some jobs we need to run in a weekly once or weekly once. Then we are going to call it as weekly jobs. If you are going to run it as monthly once, okay. If you observe, you will get a salary on monthly basis. So when are you going to when they are going to generate payslip? Monthly wise. There is one job. It is going to run in a back end. It will get generate payslip. Okay. There is an mini statement. If you want to get generate for yearly wise, it automatically. So there is a back end. There is another job. Otherwise, you want to calculate some profits on a yearly wise. There is a job. It is going to calculate everything and it will run on yearly wise. So those we are going to call it as yearly jobs. And there are some ad hoc jobs. Ad hoc jobs is nothing but it's like a single time run. Okay, whenever it is required, we are going to run it. So how are you going to distinguish this daily, weekly, and monthly, yearly? If you observe in your real-time environment, so there are some jobs. Okay, suppose RVR is my application name. P means production. D, see, if you observe this character, okay, D means daily, W means weekly, M means monthly, Y means yearly jobs. Okay, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly jobs. By seeing this character, we can able to identify, hey, this is a monthly job, this is an yearly job. Okay, this is how we can identify. This is how we can identify. Okay, coming to next one, GDG. Okay, GDG, generation data groups. So why GDs are required? Okay, there is one job. I want to run in a monthly basis. Okay, monthly basis. It is going to create one report on monthly. So this is called test.student.fileoutput.January. Suppose I'm going to give it. So in the next time when I'm going to run the sample JCL or corresponding JCL, every time I need to change this file because this file is already created. So we will get some JCL errors. If the file is already created and we are trying to submit a JCL, we will get some JCL errors. So the first time we have given this one. If the file is already cataloged, then we are going to submit the same JCL. We'll get JCL errors because the file is already cataloged. We are going to submit with a John again. So that time, what we need to do? So we need to change the file name as .web. So when you are going to run in a second time, it will get create with this file name. So the third time, in the third month, okay, in the third month, again, you need to change the JCL. With a different name, and we are going to submit it. Suppose if you want to execute for 12 months, you need to change it in every month. You need to change every month in this file. So instead of going to change every time the DSN in JCL, we are going to use GDGs, generation data groups. Okay, generation data groups. So what is the use of GDGs? Just observe here. The usage of. So how we are going to use it in real time. So by using IDCAMS, utility, we are going to generate, or we are going to create GDGs. So what is the utility we are going to use it? IDCAMS. So this is one of the utility, and there we have some parameters: name parameter, limit, scratch, and no scratch. Okay. So we have name, limit, and scratch, and no scratch. Here, if you observe, the name is nothing but it's like the dataset name. We are going to provide. So what is our dataset name? Test2 dot student dot file out. So the maximum limit, okay, how many GDGs it should get create? We need to provide over there. Okay, it's like, suppose I'm going to give it as 20. So the max limit is 250. Max limit is 250 generations we can generate it. Okay. There is another parameter, scratch and no scratch. And there is another parameters also, it's available, empty and no empty. Empty and no empty. Okay. By using these parameters, we are going to generate, or we are going to create GDG file with the help of IDCAMS utility. So what it will do? So after creating a file, if you go to 3.4, okay, I will tell you what is 3.4 and all. So it should be in this kind of thing. Okay. So you can see after this file, there are some question marks. So that means it is a GDG file. So what is the use of this GDG file? So no need to change any JCLs. once we declare the file, once we declare GDG, every time it will get create with the same file, with new version. So what is the version? Just observe here. So we have one JCL. Just I'll take that one also. Just wait. So this is my program and this is my job. Okay, TRTB job 1. So I'm going to execute this program by using RVRFL 500. Okay, so employee input is there, EMP INP. Okay, so this is my physical file name. Okay, INP and output. So here we are going to generate test student file out. In normal scenarios, what we are going to do, we are going to give for every month Jan. So the next month Feb before submitting, then March, April, like this we are going to change it. But after creation of GDG, so first we need to create a GDG in Mainframes. After creation of GDG, just to give the file name and give +1 version over here, +1. So if you observe this kind of parameters like +1 or +2 or 0 within the braces, okay, this is called GDG file generation data groups. So first time I'm going to run this one. This program. What will happen? So it will read the file. It will read this file and it will create this output file with the version of 1. See here, like this. It will get generate. Okay. I need to submit for second time. Do I need to change any JCL? No, because we are using GDG. So no need to change anything. Just submit the JCL. So the second time, it will get generated with second version. Okay, second version. Next, I need to submit for third time. Do I need to change JCL? No, because we are using GDG file here. GDG means generation data groups. Automatically it will create. So the +1 means we have already second version. So hey JCL, can you please create with higher version? Okay. Second, after second, there is a version. What is the version here? The third version. Okay. So third time, this will get generated. Okay. Just observe. So the limit which I have given is only 20. So if you run this JCL, it will get create with up to 20 versions. So this is 20th time. Just observe, this is very important. 20th time. Next, so I need to run for 21st. So what will happen? So it won't get generate. With 21st. So what it will do? First it will delete the very first version. The very first version of this file will get delete. we'll get delete this one for 21st run because we have already reached 20th limit. Okay, now it will get delete with this version, and it will get generate with 21st. So if you observe, there could be only 20 files over there. That is called limit. So if we have given 100, it will get generated with 100 versions first. So whenever you are going to submit a JCL, every time it will get create with new version. After reaching 100, the very first version, 01 version, it will get delete and 101 will get create. Okay. In order to, so that is the reason we have scratch and no scratch and empty and no empty parameters. So these parameters will take care of delete and create the new versions. Delete and create the new versions. Scratch and no scratch and empty and no empty. Okay. These are the parameters will take care of create and delete the new version of the files. Okay. I want to refer my 20th version. So that means this is the last version. So the latest version of 20th version, I need to refer. So how we need to see? So just pause this file and inside the braces, if we give 0, latest version. So -1 means, okay, -1 means previous version. -2 means the next previous version. +1 means new version. Okay, new version. So +2 means the second version of increment version. Okay, so based on these indicators, we can refer 0, -1 or +1. So 0 means latest, minus means so we are going back, plus means we are moving forward. Okay, this is how we can refer. So instead of the main motto is, okay, instead of going to create multiple files each and every time, just we are going to create one GDG file and we are using those GDGs in our JCL. So that is a important thing. So that is how we are going to use it in GDGs. By using IDCamps utility, we are going to create GDG and there are name, limit and scratch and no scratch and empty, no empty parameters. This is very, very important question for in interviews also. Okay. Next. Coming to proc or procedure, both are same. What is proc here? What is proc? So if you observe the previous JCLs, so how many steps we have written in single JCL? There are 3 steps. We have written. So up to 255 we can write it in a JCL. Okay, up to 255 we can write it in a JCL. But the problem here is I want to use same steps in another job. So what I need to do? I need to again copy paste all these steps. Okay, step 1 and step 2 and step 3. Instead of going to do this one, what we are going to do is just we are taking all these 3 steps and put it into one member. So that is called proc over here. Just observe here. This is the proc. Started with proc. Okay. How many steps were there? There are 3 steps. So whenever it is required, this proc, go to JCL. Just execute this proc. Okay. Exit the proc name. Okay. I want to use this proc in another job also. Just create job card, and use this proc name. So this is the advantage of using procs. Okay, this is the advantage. Okay, so the proc means, so proc contains steps, that's it. Even we can write it in a JCL in all the steps, so that is also fine. But in order to reusability, if you want to reuse the procs, so that time we are going to keep it all these steps in a member, and we are going to use this proc name. See, just observe here. So what is the job name here? T or TB. Okay, fine. I'm going to keep it as 1, 2, 3. So this is my test job, or okay, this is my job. So here I'm using this proc name, PRC sample. What it will do, as soon as if you execute this JCL, it will search for steps. So this is one of the step, and this is the proc we are using. It will go to the proc. And first it will execute step 1, then step 2, and step 3. Okay. There is some issue with step 2. I want to execute again from step 2. I don't want to execute step 1. What we need to do? So there is one parameter. If you want to restart equal to, what is the proc name? PRC sample. Inside this sample, what is the step? Step 2. So what it will do? It will restart from this step. It will go to this proc, and it will restart from step 2. So why we are using restart? So there are 100 steps. So the job get failed in a 90th step. Okay. So I want to execute from 91. I don't want to execute the below steps. Even we can execute it, but it's a wasting of our time. So I want to execute only for 91. So that time, just go to your job card, and you can give restart equal to proc name and step name. So that we can able to execute the particular step from our proc or JCL. So if there is no proc, then what you can do? Just to give step name, restart equal to step. That's it. If it is a proc, then give proc dot step name. This is one thing. And the next thing. So we have already discussed about yesterday job library. So what is this job library? So COBOL code we are going to compile. So after compilation, the COBOL code will get converted into machine level code. We are going to call it as load module. So whatever the programs which we have given in our JCL or Proc, it will refer from job library. Okay. First it will go to job library, and it will check whether this sample program load is identified or not. If the sample program load is identified, it will execute the same. Okay, there is a requirement change. So we have added some logic. Again, we have compiled and we have created a load. Again, it will go to this library, and it will check all the programs. If you observe this one, there are 3 programs: sample, sample2, and file operations. It will search in a job library whether this module is identified or not. It will take the same load, and it will execute. Okay. The same way we have step library, job library, and step library. What is the use of step library? I don't want to execute the particular step from this load module. Okay, this load library. So I need to execute this program with a different load, only the step 2 I want to execute from different load. So what we can do is we have instead of, so job library is there. So if we give only job library, all the steps, all the programs, it will refer from this job library. But here my requirement is I want to execute only this particular step from different library. What we can do is step lib. So we need to write this step library in step level only. Step lib dd dsn equal to the library name here. Okay, the library name here. So what it will do, as soon as if you execute this JCL, it will come to this proc. First, it will check whether any step library is identified or not. Here, we are not using for any step library for this JCL, for this step. What it will do, it will go to job library and it will search for sample. Okay, if the sample is identified, hey JCL, you can execute from job library. Okay, it will execute. Again, it will come to step 2. So here it is identified step library. So this sample2 program, it won't go to job library because the step library is identified. It will go to load 153. Inside this load, it will search for sample2 and it will run for the same. Okay, the step 2 ran successfully. Then step 3, there is no step library here. What it will do, it will go to job library only. It will execute the same. So whenever it is identified step library, then only it will take the load from the particular modules. It will take the load from this step library. So that's why the priority should be first. What is the first priority for step library? If it is declared step library, the first priority should be step library. Suppose the load is not identified in step library, again it will go to job library only. But the priority should be first for step libraries. This is how we can use procs. So what we are doing here, just we are taking, in yesterday's class, we are creating all these steps in a single JCL. But here we are taking only the step names into separate member and just we are calling in a JCL. If you observe this one, you'll get one idea on this one. Okay, step 55, whatever it is, exit. The proc name we are giving here. What it will do, it will execute the proc. So in order to restart, we have restart parameter, the proc name dot step name. So that's also fine. So now we have discussed about job library and step library. Okay, that's also good. Now we are going to discuss about some conditional parameters. So what are these conditional parameters? What is the use of these conditional parameters? Okay, just observe here. So we have COND. COND is a keyword. It is a keyword. By using this keyword, we are mentioning some conditions over there. So what is the use of conditional parameter? Suppose there are three steps. So the first step is executed successfully. If the step is executed successfully, just observe here. If I want to execute this proc, okay, there are three steps. So my condition is, if the first step is executed successfully, then only I need to execute second step. If the second step also executed successfully, then only I need to execute the third step. There are some conditions. Some conditions. So these conditions, so how are you going to keep it? By using conditional parameters. Just observe here. So what is the syntax? What is the syntax we can keep? So this is very, very important. Conditional codes. Condition. So this is a sample one. Just I'm keeping here. 4 equals step 1. So this is how we are going to write conditional codes. So how are we going to implement here? So after running a first step. So after execution of first step, it will give some written code. So every step will get generate RC. So you know already 0 means success and 4 means warnings. We are going to consider as 0, 4 for success only. So successful execution only. Okay. So after 4, okay, whatever it is, 8 or 9 or 10, whatever it is, errors or abend. Okay, abend. Just observe here. So I have executed step 1. Okay, I have executed step 1. So it has given the written code as 0. So that means it is successful only. It is successfully ran. Then I need to execute step 2. So what we need to do in a step, we need to write conditional code here. Just observe COND, okay, 0 or 4, okay, 4 0 not equal to step 1. Now you will get a doubt. So it has given 0, but why you are given not equal to? So you should give equal to here. I'll tell you the scenario. Just understand the concept here. Based on written code, we are going to write conditional code here. If the condition is satisfied, if the condition is true, the step will get bypass. If the condition is false, then only the corresponding statement will get executed. Then only the step will get execute. So these points you need to keep it in mind. If the condition is true, the step will get bypassed. If the condition is false, then only the step will get executed. Okay. So what I told you, so this has given, the step 1 has given return code as 0. But what we have written here, 0 not equal to step 1. Is it true? No, false. Because we already received return code as 0, correct? 0 not equal to step 1. So the step 1 is already given 0. So the condition is false. The condition is false. So this is very, very important. Condition is false, then only the steps will get executed. If the condition is true, it will get skip. It will get skip. It will get skip. Okay. Now step 2 also executed successfully. It has given the written code as 0 only. But my condition is, if the step 2 has given written code as 0 or successfully ran, I don't want to execute. I don't want to execute this one. I don't want to execute this one. So what we can write? 0 equal to here, equal to step 2. Just observe. 0 equal to step 2. So what is the written code we received? 0. Okay, 0 equal to step 2. Yes, the condition is true. If the condition is true, it will get bypassed. It won't get executed. Just only 2 points, guys. So this is how we can declare the conditional parameters. We have equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. Okay, like this, equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. Okay, less than or equal to. Like this, we can use. If the condition is true, it will get skip. It will get skip. If the condition is false, then only the corresponding step will get executed. The condition is true, the step will get bypass. Bypass means it won't get executed. If the condition is false, then only the step will get executed based on a written code. Based on condition. Okay, based on condition. Based on condition code. This is very, very important. Conditional codes. In real time also, you could see these conditions. So we have to identify whether we need to skip or we need to execute. Okay, there are some certain cases. If the first step is executed successfully, then only we need to execute step 2. If the step 2 also executed successfully, then only we need to execute step 3. If the step 3 is failed, then only I need to execute 4th step. This kind of conditions, that is based on requirement, we are going to keep all these conditional parameters. All these conditional parameters. Okay, fine. So the next one is file override. I'm going to write it here. File override. So this is also important question for interviews, and sometimes in real time also we are going to use it. What is file override here? If you observe in step 3, the input file name is teststudent.file. Teststudent.file is there, but I want to execute with different file name. Suppose test.employee.file name. I want to execute with different file. I want to execute I want to execute with different file name from step 3. Okay, step 3. So what is my file name? Suppose test.student file name, but I want to execute with emp. So what is the approach? What we'll do? We'll go to proc and we will modify this one. We will modify this one. But later on, again, I want to run it with student file only. Again, we need to change it. Okay. It's like every time we need to modify our proc. Instead of modify proc always we are overriding the file. We are overriding the file. So how to override? Okay, how to override? Just steps. Go to JCL. After calling the proc, give step name and modify or latest DSN which you want to run it. Just observe here. So there is a file test.student file in step 3, but I want to execute with test.emp file. Instead of going to change my proc, okay, I need to execute with student file. Sorry, I need to execute with employee file. So what are the changes it is required? Okay, what are the changes it is required? In JCL, okay, in JCL, just observe. What is the step name? Step 3. Step 3. Step 3 dot in file dd dsn equal to, right? Here also dd dsn equal to, instead of this file we need to give emp file. Just observe here. As soon as if I execute this one, what will happen? First, it will go to proc. The priority should be for JCL. Inside the JCL, what we have given? Step 3 dot in file. It will get replaced with test.student file. Will get replaced with test.emp file. So this is how we are going to override. So here we are not going to change any proc. Okay, later on I want to run it with customer file. Just change the customer file over here. So you want to execute. There is different step. Okay, different step. What you need to do? Just change the file names here. Okay, the same file in a proc. I want to execute three files at same time. So what we need to do? So it's like concatenation. It's like concatenation. So first what it will do, it will try to execute test.student file. Then again student.emp file. Next it will execute with, I want to execute with So this type of scenarios also we can see it in our JCLs. So what is happening here? Just observe. So there is an input file. So input file means we are not going to pass single file here. We are passing 3 files as single input. 3 files as single input. 3 files as single input. So this is how we can pass 3 files at the same time to this physical file. Okay, this physical file. What it will do? First it will execute with this student file, then emp file and emp file 2. So here I want to override only this file. I want to override only this file, dsn test.emp.file2. So in this case, what are the changes it is required? Just observe here. So dsn equal to, just keep it as dummy. Next, another dsn. I don't want to change it. This one also you can keep it as dummy. Next, this dsn we need to change it, right? dsn equal to, okay, test.customer file. Just observe. So as soon as if I run this JCL, first it will get execute step 1 and step 2. Okay, that's fine. And step 3, first it will search, is there any override is happening? No, dummy. Then it is going to take it, this file, test.student file. Next, here also we have given dummy only. So it will take it as emp file. Okay. But here the third DSN, it is identified as test.customer file. So instead of test.emp file 2, it will get execute with test.customer file. So this is how override. These kind of things, if you can observe in JCL, this highlighted thing, so that is called override. That override also it should happen after this proc. Exec, there is no PGM. Okay, PGM means program. Just observe here. There is no PGM here. So that means we are calling proc name. We are overriding step 3. We are overriding step 3 here. Inside that step 3 also, we are overriding only particular DSN. Okay. So this is how we can override. Okay, fine. So the next thing is sort operations. So what kind of sort we can perform? So what is the utility we need to use if you want to perform sort? So there is one utility, it's called sort. This is an predefined utility. It's an IBM utility. Okay. So what we need to change it? So there are 2 files. I want to copy data from one file to another file. So no need to write COBOL program just for copying. Just you can use step 1 exec program equal to sort. If you observe this sort, okay, sort means, okay, there is a sort step. So there is a program. So this is called one of the predefined program. We are going to call it as utility. So they have already written the code, but we need to provide some inputs to this program. So what kind of inputs? Okay, we'll see that one. I want to copy this student file to student out file, student out file. So what we are going to do here, the program equal to sort and sort in equal to dd, sort in equal to dd dsn. Okay, dd dsn, sort out equal to dd dsn. So why we have given this space and dcb? This means we are going to create one output file here. We are going to create one output file here. Sysout, system output displays. Okay, that's fine. Sysin, just observe here. So this is very, very important. We are going to provide input parameter to sort program. Sort fields equal to copy. Sort fields equal to copy. So what it will do? If you give sort fields equal to copy, hey, sort program, just copy whatever the content it is present in a sort file, just place it into output file. Just place it into output file. This is one kind of sorting. Next, the same file, I want to keep it in ascending order. Ascending order. If you observe this one, so this is my input file. This is my input file. I want to keep it in order. There is 101. There is 103. Again, 101 is there. So my output should be like this. Like this. 103, 105, 106, and 107. So what kind of sorting I need to perform here? So for that one, so that's very simple. That's very simple. Up to this one, that is common. Step 1, PGM equal to start, PGM equal to sort, sort in, sort out. Only sort code. This thing we are going to call it as sort code. Only sort code will get changed. Sort code will get changed. Okay. So what is that sort code? Sys dd sort fields equal to 1,3 character ascending order. 1,3 character ascending order. What it will do? This 1, 2, 3 characters, it will take it and keep it into ascending order. See, after performing that step, 101, 102, 103, 105, 106, 107 will come. If you want descending order, you can go with descending order. Okay, you want to perform with multiple conditions, not only 1,3 characters. You want to perform with, there are some other characters also. Okay, suppose if you observe this one, there are some XYZ, some ABC. You want to perform some sort operations based on these two values, we can do that one. In order to remove, okay, there are some duplicates. I want to remove that. We can use sort operations. This code is common for everything. This code is common. Just the sysn parameters only will get changed. Sort fields equal to 1,3 characters ascending order. You know already what it will do. It will keep it in ascending order. In order to remove duplicates, we are using sum fields equal to none. What we are going to use it? Sum fields equal to none. What it will do? It will remove all the duplicates, whatever it is present in input file. Okay, this kind of sorting operations we can perform. So we'll get a lot of things from in Google, but you need to know what we need to do. Okay, by using sort, we can perform these operations. If you want to copy, or if you want to do some sort, ascending or descending order, or you want to remove some duplicates. And yesterday also I have explained, like, okay, you want to get some matched keys. There are two files. There are two files. We need to write matched keys into another file. another file. So what concept we can use? We can go with COBOL. So there are two options. I already explained. By using JCL, we have a sort, join keys. So sort join keys. So this is one concept. By using this concept, we can perform these operations. Okay, there are two files. We need to get or we need to write matched keys into another file by using sort join keys. Okay, these are the things we can do it. Okay, that's about today's class. So I'm going to give some interview questions based on our today's class interview questions. So yesterday also I have given some interview questions. So this just to prepare the answers for this. So the first one is, what is GDG and how to create okay, and how to create. And you can see like, okay, what are the parameters also? What are the parameters we are going to use it? What are the parameters we are going to use? So this is one question. Next question. What is step lib and job lib? Which one is a priority? Next. What are conditional codes, or what are conditional codes, and what is COND parameter? Next. Okay, GDC is done. Proc, JCL override. Okay. Next one. How to override a particular DSN dataset name from Proc. Next. There are three steps. From Proc. I want to restart from. I want to run. Okay. I want to run or restart. Okay. I want to run from step 2. What is the approach? What is the approach we are going to follow? Next. How to remove duplicates from a file. Okay. So these are the interview questions. How to remove duplicates means, okay, by using sort, some fields equal to none. So yeah, that's it. So everything it is there in a class notes. I'm going to share all the class notes with you and recordings too, just to prepare an answers for this. Yeah, that's it for today. We'll meet in a next class.